Another spectacular. May the 4th be with you. It's May. May is a great month. Mother's Day. May the 4th be with you. Cinco de Mayo. May Day. I know a couple of people have their birthdays in May. What else? I said Mother's Day, right? Yeah. Let's get into it, right? We're drinking Summerfest, Czech style, Czech Bohemian Lager. And let's get into this. First is May Day. I always thought May Day was just a Russian holiday, but it says it's a European holiday with pagan stuff, like summer's coming. Summer's coming. Says traditional European festival celebrated on May 1st, marking the beginning of summer. It's associated with ancient origins and has evolved over time, incorporating various culture and pagan traditions. Decorating maypoles, crowning a May queen, bonfire and feasting, gathering wild. I wonder if that's like stuff like what the hell is that one old movie called? And they redid it with Nicolas Cage, the Wicker Man. Yeah. Walpurgis Night in Central and Northern Europe, May Eve, is celebrated with bonfires and festivities. Beltane in Gaelic culture, May Day marks the beginning of summer and is associated with rituals to protect cattle and crops. So May Day, May 1st, is the beginning of summer according to pagan culture. Of course, the solstice, summer solstice, is June 21st, so I don't get that. But anyhow. But if you really think about it, summer solstice is kind of like the middle, really. It's the longest day. So you're going to summer, now summer's going away after June 21st, technically, if you look at it that way, right? Calan Mai in Wales, May Day is known as Calan Mai or Calan Haf, with traditions including bonfires, decorating homes with flowers. Modern pagan and neo-pagan festivals. Many modern pagans and neo-pagans celebrate May Day as a pagan religious festival, reconstructing ancient traditions. And then you have community events. May Day is celebrated with festivities, parades, community events often incorporate. Now, as far as I know, Russians celebrate May Day by marching troops and missiles and stuff through the streets. If I'm not, I might be mistaken, but that's what I thought. All right, let's take a sip of beer. Let's get some more beer in that glass and get a chug in. Because I just went on too much about May Day. It's probably bad. I went on too much about May Day and probably won't go on enough about Mother's Day and my mother. But I got a lot to say about my mother. Mostly positive. Woo. All right, what's next? May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars, get it? May 4th. May the 4th be with you. May the 4th. Some nerd came up, hey, it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Hey, we can make that a holiday. And so it began. Yeah. I don't know if my little... I don't know if... yeah, Star Wars... I don't get nothing to say. You know, I'm not a nerdy Star Wars. I don't know all the trivia to Star Wars. I went to the movie, a drive-in movie back in 1977. I was 5. I would have been 6 towards the end of the year. 5 years old when that movie came out. And I remember going to the drive-in. Now, do I remember sitting there watching it, the drive-in? I think me and my brothers watched some of it, but when we got bored, we were running around the car doing whatever, 5, 7, and 3-year-old boys do. Because my youngest brother was 3, I think. I'm sure he wasn't running around, but yeah, I remember it going there. I don't remember watching the movie though. I remember the opening, stuff like that, but I don't remember sitting there and being all. I mean, I remember bits and pieces of it that time. But I don't remember like. Anyhow, I wish I was older, but that's okay. But I did see it, and I was in the allure of Star Wars. Even the next couple of years until Empire Strikes came back out. I did have a couple of toys. My parents weren't buying me a shitload of toys or anything. I think I had one. I think me and my brothers each had one little action figure, and that was it. Actually, what was really funny is many years later, I think my younger brother still had his Luke Skywalker action figure, and he got this weird little it was a Tonka. It was like a Tonka plane. It was like an orange plane with a cockpit, open cockpit. And he put Luke Skywalker in. He finally got something to fly a Luke Skywalker in. It was like a fucking Tonka plane. But yeah, I love Star Wars. I saw Return of the Jedi, or not that in the movie theater, of course. Within a couple of years, they were showing Star Wars on TV occasionally. I mean, it wasn't like all the time, but once in a while. Empire Strikes came back out. Empire Strikes. That came out, 1980? And I think by 1982, 83, they were showing that. I might have saw it on HBO. I didn't see it in the movies here, but I saw it either on HBO or something. And then 83, when Return of the Jedi came out, I didn't see it again because my mother didn't take us to the movie or give us money to go to the movies, even though it wasn't that expensive back then, but with 3 boys and her budget. But my cousin was telling me about it. I was like, oh, don't tell me anymore, Jesus, it came out in 83. I probably didn't see it until like 85, probably. Yeah, that's how long I had to wait to see movies back then. And I don't even think that was on VHS. It might have been on HBO at that time or something. Showtime, HBO. Probably HBO, most likely. And that's my Star Wars memories. And of course, within the 90s, I bought, even though DVDs just started coming out, I did buy the Jammer had the trilogy, actually let me borrow it, and I went out and bought the trilogy on VHS myself, I think. Eventually. I think I bought the special edition that George Lucas did, whatever year that was, 2000, whatever the hell year it was. But yeah, and then the newer movies came out in 99, 98, whatever hell, episode 1, 2, and 3. They weren't too bad. I just didn't like Jar Jar Binks. I didn't like Anakin Skywalker, especially Christian Haydenson. Crybaby. I mean, you wouldn't expect Anakin Skywalker to be a crybaby. I'd rather him. I mean, he came off as a crybaby since the beginning. Anyhow, I think they should have someone else playing him. And I don't know who would have. Let's check. When did Star Wars Episode 1 come out?
In the United States of America.
Okay, 1999. How old was Christian Hayden in 1999?
Hayden Christensen was 18 years
18 when that movie. Well, that was the first one. He wasn't in that one. So when did Star Wars Attack of the Clones come out?
In the United States of America.
How old was Christian Hayden in 2002? I probably should add that up, but that's okay.
Hayden Christensen was 21 years old in 2000.
Who were the best 21-year-old actors in 2002? Here we go. Kieran Culkin. He wouldn't have been good. Adrian Brody. Really? Was he 21 at that time? I can't believe that. He was actually 29. I didn't think he was. Cillian Murphy. He might have been good, actually. The guy played in 28 Days Later. Maybe. Could have given him blonde hair, dyed his hair blonde or something. Fuck it. That's going to take forever to Google eyes. So, anyhow, they could have got somebody else better to play him. And then the poor little kid that played him in episode 1 got bullied in school, ended up being a criminal or whatever the hell's wrong with him. All right, on to the next holiday in May, Mother's Day. a great day for corporations like Hallmark and people who make flowers, grow flowers, sell flowers. Um, yeah, my mother in my young days was a very fight. She's a short lady, half Italian, very feisty, only like 4'10", but a very feisty lady, strong willed. She would have whooped mine and my brother's asses. She mainly whooped my older brother's ass most of the time, but me and my younger brother got it too, but not as much as my older brother. We learned from his mistakes. Um, but I have the pleasure these past 7 years of living with my parents. I had a, I'm not afraid to admit it, I had a bankruptcy issue back in 2018, a big breakup issue, and I ended up moving in with my parents, and I haven't looked back. Well, I have looked back, but probably could have made some better choices before that. But since then, I've been staying with them, and we moved. They moved. What the hell? After I moved in with them, like 2.5 years after I moved in with them, they moved from Florida to South Carolina. I was almost ready to get back out my own, but my car broke down. It was a sudden thing. Uh, Rent was starting to go up sky high. I was doing a gig work, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll go down there, up there with you." So here I am, still thinking about going back down there. Probably want to save a little bit more money, but anyhow, I feel bad for my younger brother because he's away from my parents. They go down to visit him once or twice a year. Uh, but I'm seeing them getting older. Just what 3 years and over 3.5 years we lived here, and they've aged a little bit, and you know everybody ages, but I've been happy to be with them. A lot of the time I shared with them. I'm not with them all the time because I work graveyard shift, so I'm sleeping half of their day that they're awake. So, and while they're sleeping, I'm working. So, but the time I do, I see them every day, and I'm just enjoying life with my parents right now. So, I mean, they might not like it, but I do. I think my mother enjoys me more, even though, you know, she's on my case half the time too about little stuff. You know how mothers are. My stepfather, on the other hand, anyhow, we'll leave that alone. But yeah, I'm enjoying life right now just for the fact that I can spend more time with my parents, and whether it's hopefully, God willing, a good. They're in their above their mid 70s right now, so hopefully another good 10 years at least, good healthy 10 years for both of them or more, even into their 90s. I'd be happy as long as they're healthy and can actively. That's what I wish for everybody. If you're going to live into your 80s or 90s, that you can actively manage. A lot of people get, especially to their 80s, it's all downhill, real downhill after that. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's downhill after you're 50, downhill after you're 60." It's really downhill after you hit 80 for most people. Granted, there are some people in their 80s that function well through their 80s, but majority, yeah. And it's just a sad thing to watch people get old, but it happens to all of us. So I mean, you just gotta embrace it and accept it. I'm thinking, well, I'm 23 years younger than my mother, so 23 years from now, I'm going to be her age. I probably won't be, if we're still around in this earth, I probably won't be doing beer reviews then, but you never know. I wonder how I never did find out Greg's beer reviews. How old Greg was? I mean, was that like 12? About a year ago he died. I'm thinking somewhere around there. How old was he? And he died from he took a fall or something like that. Was in a coma. Came out of the coma and then passed away. I don't know if that was an induced coma or not, but anyhow, yeah. I mean, your body can only take so much drinking, you know. Anywho, that was mothers. I love my mother. I'm thankful for my mother. She brought up three boys. Unfortunately, my oldest brother isn't with us anymore. Um, I think she did a really good job with the three of us. And then when my stepfather, you know, did with her many years ago, almost God, what's it been 30 years? 87 would be 30 years since they were married. Um, so uh, 2027. Married. That's 40. Is that 40 years? 97, 2007, 17. Yeah, 40 years. Wow, the platinum anniversary. Ooh. 40 years they've been together. Yeah. Come 2027. Platinum anniversary. Now I'll never make, even if I meet a girl this year, when I get married to her, I'm never going to make the platinum anniversary. 40 years from now, I'm going to be 93. I'm not living that long. I mean, I don't even want to live that long. I mean, 85, probably a good year for me. 85. So that's what? 32 years from now, right? Good enough for me. I mean, I wish I could turn back time, turn back the clocks, go back to a nice, fresh, young shag dog at 21, start all over again, start doing beer reviews when I was younger. Maybe do a few things wiser. But yeah, so there you go. Anything else in May? About a lot of good movies come out in May. Sometimes me and Jammer, 819, what did not 19? 2001, Pearl Harbor was out, came out in May. Good reviews about it when it came out. You know, great battle scenes. So we're looking at it as a war movie. We're not thinking as a love story going together because otherwise we wouldn't have gone together. But we heard it was good action for the attack part. So me and Jam are going to see it. Well, this girl I just met, who ended up being my girlfriend for many years, she was upset. I mean, I just met her like a week or two before that. She was upset I was going to see Pearl Harbor with Jammer. Should have known that was a bad sign right there. She's getting jealous of Jammer all the time. Jesus. Anyhow. And then a trip me and Jammer took, that was in May also, the great fiasco trip to Key West. A girl that Jammer dated, was seeing or whatever, decides she's going to go with us. And I didn't believe her because we were at a bar talking about where we're going on our vacation. We just started vacation that week. And our supervisor was like, hey, you guys ever been to Key West? Why don't you go there? Because we're going to go to Daytona or wherever, you know, Clearwater. Key West, well, that's way down south. Okay, let's go there. She goes, I'll go with you. She worked with me. How do you go? How are you going with us? Well, sure enough, Jammer picks me up the next day. We're going the wrong way. I'm like, where are we going? He goes, we're going to pick up what's her name? I'm like, huh? Yeah, she's going with us. I didn't remember last night. I was like, yeah, but what, is she calling us sick all week to work? Sure enough, that's what she did. And if I knew that, I would have had my girl go with us, you know. Who the hell wants to be the third wheel? Anyhow, that's a fiasco of a trip from the start to the end. But at least it ended off humorous with one of Jammer's jokes at the end. So, and then a big scare right after he said that too. Yeah, so that was funny though. That was a May fiasco. Just blurting out my personal memories here. That's about it. Anything else happens in May? There's no. I mean, baseball season is 2 months in. Basketball season is in the playoffs. I don't watch basketball. Ugh. I mean, I haven't watched basketball on a regular basis since like the early '90s, early to mid '90s. The last time I watched basketball on a regular basis. Let's start getting this beer down, get to bed. Yeah, so may the fourth be with you, and everybody love your mother, as you never know, and your father also. Even if you have a father like Darth Vader, you gotta love him. Maybe you could be like Luke and turn your father back to the light side of the Force. Yeah. My father, I haven't talked to my father since I was probably like 12 years old, and I haven't even seen him. I walked by him when I was 14 or 15. Might have been 15. And I didn't recognize him. I just did. It was in the grocery store, and then my mother's, "Hey, your father, you just walked by your father." And I looked, I didn't see him. I was like, "Oh, okay." He didn't notice me. I didn't notice him. So I feel bad about that. And in all these years, I think my brother tried to talk to him once when he got married, called him and asked him if he wanted to come to the wedding. And suppose my father said, my brother's name, like, "Who's this? I don't know you," something like that. And my brother's like, that's what happens when people get divorced. Somebody's getting fucked in a relationship with the children, one way or the other. And the children are getting fucked too. So now, I'm not saying my father is a bad father, but he could probably search this out more. Hey, like my younger brother is a very good father. Wants his kids over there every week. He pays child support, even though he has the kids probably 3 nights a week. He pays child support. Um, Now they're older now, senior and junior high school. They're coming and going as they please. Not coming over as much, I guess. But I don't think my brother should have been paying that much child support if he's had the kids like 3.5 days a week. That's almost half the week. Every week. I don't know. My brother's a better man than I would, because if I had the kids that many, I'd be getting a lawyer say, "Hey, look, I got the kids half a week. Why am I paying child support if I'm supporting them at my house? Half the week. I would have. That's me. And plus, his wife makes more money than him, less hours, probably about 10, 20,000 hours more a year. My brother works overtime. He has to pay child support with his overtime is included. That's wrong. And hopefully karma comes back to somebody like that. I don't know. I'm glad I never went through that shit. Boy. Yeah. Well, blessings and peace upon all y'all. Happy May Day, May 4th be with you. Cinco de Mayo. I didn't even talk about Cinco de Mayo, right? Yeah, me and Jammer did a couple of Cinco de Mayo beers back in the old days. I think we only did once on this new channel where we did some Cinco de Mayo festival or whatever. For me, it's hard to find single beers of Mexican beers. I'm not buying whole 6 or 12 packs of all that garbage. Now, I would love to find the Tecate Chelada or the Tecate Chelada Diablo would be a really good one. But I could barely find Tecate. So, and I had Tecate once. I don't like the regular Tecate. It tastes like a Mexican style Budweiser or something. Like a cheaper version of Budweiser is what it really tastes like. And I'm not talking Bush. Yeah. Anyhow, Shag Dog Spitter Swallow beer review. Let's get that beer down. Thanks for watching. Join us. Subscribing, commenting, liking. Tinker that bell. Click that bell if you want to be notified when we go live, uploads, or our shorts. Our shorts are pretty good because they're clips from all of our videos, the best parts. The best parts that AI could pull. Matter of fact, I uploaded 2 this morning. I usually do 1, and sometimes the 1 video might get 1,000 views during that day, and that's it. It doesn't get anything else after that, but that's okay. But I did 2 this morning, so I want to see how they're panning out right now. The Spitter Swallow beer review. Go to the channel, see how many views they got. They're both doing horrible right now. 7 and 8 views. Wow. Now, yesterday I uploaded one that's got 1,000 views. 2 days ago, I did one a couple days ago. I wasn't doing too good, though. Then it picked up. So I don't know. Weird, wild stuff. I don't think the shorts are good for us on this format. I don't know if we put our thing under entertainment. Maybe we should be under people and blogs. I don't know. I haven't found a channel that's similar to us where people do reviews, but yet they go off the rampage and talk about whatever. So we probably should be under people and blogs. But that's okay. Algorithm will figure us out someday. All right, let's get that beer down. Spitter Swallow beer review. We will see you on the next one. Jammer. He definitely won't be on this week. I don't know about the week after because I think his trip is like a 10 or 12-day trip, maybe even 14 days. So, and he just left. What's today? Sunday? He left Thursday or Friday, so or something like that. So we'll see. Ugh. Well, we'll see on the next one. Danger, what? I wasn't. I got hacked, supposedly according to that message. All right, Spitter Swallow beer review. That was on the damn. Now, why am I getting a message like that in the app? Stupid ass things. All right. Let's get out of here. Spitter Swallow beer review. We'll see you on the next one.